Are you a guy who's feeling lost in these menswear streets and wants to build a timeless wardrobe that turns heads? If you're not in agreement, then I want to link with you for a complimentary Step Up Your Menswear Discovery Call. In this informative 20-minute session, I'll dissect your current fashion choices and identify where you might be missing out on opportunities to enhance your style game, all while staying true to classic menswear principles. Whether you're a professional, a businessman, or simply someone seeking to upgrade your style game, the Step Up Your Menswear Discovery Call is tailor-made for you. Book a slot on my calendar today by going to I'mNotAGentleman.com and click on the Work With Me tab. Peace.
I'm Not a Gentleman is a production of ChaseandRider.com.
Yo, what up? Welcome to I'm Not a Gentleman, a show designed to help you look stylish without following trends. I'm your host, Vladimir Riché from ChaseandRider.com, and your favorite menswear YouTuber's favorite menswear YouTuber. I've helped dozens of clients and hundreds of students and viewers feel more confident by looking their best and always making a great first impression. This is a wardrobe audit of I'm Not a Gentleman. This is a show that airs every Friday where we bring in a guest and together we try to solve one pain point. If you have a pain point that you're looking to solve, all you have to do is click on the show notes and get on my calendar. The only stipulation with the wardrobe audit is you have to agree to be on camera, because not only is it going to be airing on Apple Podcasts and Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, it's also going to air on Instagram and YouTube as video. So it's not just going to be audio. We're also going to have the video element to it. And being that it's on video as well, some of the things that we talk about will be visual. So if I'm talking about something and obviously you won't be able to see it if you're just listening to it, definitely check us out on YouTube so that you can see the full episode, so you can see exactly what I'm referring to. So today's guest is my man August from Rochester, New York, but he currently resides in Washington, D.C. Yo, August, what's good, bro?
What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm chilling, man. Thanks for getting on my calendar so we can get this popping. I think this is one of those series that people are really going to enjoy. It kind of gives you a backseat into how, when I work with clients one-on-one, how it usually goes. I'm really excited about working with August today and see what we can get accomplished together. Now, being that you live in D.C., do you work at a place where you have to dress up or no?
I don't have to, but I'm really out of the era of dressing like I did from age 4, even though I was there's a lot of pictures of me in suits when I was 4 and stuff like that. 4 to 6. Yeah. But aside from that, I'm out of the juvenile dressing stage of just like t-shirts, graphic tees all the time and like all of that. Like if I'm on vacation, I might do one of those with like some swim trunks or something. But for the most part, I'm trying to be, in my, classic kind of grown era, refined, rugged, refined area. I did some research in here. So I played a little bit with like rakish and stuff like that, but that's not really my style. It's more like refined, rugged, leaning more towards refined that I got. What happened is I went really deep into like fear of God, and I just like wore a lot of that, wore a lot of essentials, wore a lot of like graphic tees. We're buying like the same Jordan, different colors, all that. You know how that is. So then it just got to a point where it was like, yeah, man, I seen this old head. He was like gray everywhere, everything. And he had like his cap to the side, his Jordans on. I'm like, yo, like, I'm not trying to be this dude in the club. You know what I'm saying? If I am in the club, I want to be, carry that respect. And also I look a lot younger than I am. Well, at least people interact with me like I'm younger. So I walked into work one time and this lady was like, "Oh, are you the new intern?" And it's like, no, I'm actually the new lead. But this is so when stuff like that started happening, it's like, I just want to kind of carry myself a certain way. So that's a sign. For sure. I got you. So then, now, go ahead. No, I threw a lot of that stuff out, and then now I just have like workout clothes. If I'm not in like selvage denim or like a tailored pant, I'm in like a suit or a turtleneck or a casual jacket or something like that. Like I'm really trying to stick to that, but I don't know, kind of, there's still gaps, you know what I mean? And kind of putting it all together. So that's kind of where I'm at. Not to jump ahead, but
no, you're good. You're good. So how often would you say in a month are you in tailored clothing?
if I were going to the office every day, it would be every day. And then on the weekends, it would probably be most likely a tailored pant and like a turtleneck or like a polo. Then it would be throwing on jeans or something. So I would say 70 to 80% of my time, something's going to be tailored, whether it's my jacket and a jean or whether it's a tailored pant and like a polo or something.
Yeah.
This summer, I went real heavy into like, Sambas and like a tailored pant with like a polo. Mm-hmm. That was kind of my thing for the summer. So I'm kind of in that pocket, I guess.
Okay, got it. Because I usually tell guys, because sometimes guys will ask me, what's the easiest way to get started with tailored clothing, like without going all the way in? Maybe they're working in an office where they don't want to outshine anyone. And I always tell them, man, you probably want to start by elevating your trousers. So instead of just wearing jeans or chinos, let's say, you can get like a tailored trouser. And that could be a way to start getting into it without really looking like you're trying to outdo anyone, but you just look a little bit more put together. You know what I mean? So it kind of sounds like you are already there with that. Now, if you had to, let's say 6 months from now, you have like the perfect wardrobe, what would it look like?
That's a great question. It would be versatile. Mm-hmm. So it would have, my rain jacket with an umbrella, and I'd have like the beanie and the scarf to go. It's really all of that kind of pulling that look together. Yeah. So it would be full. It wouldn't have gaps. So for example, I'd have like a dress boot. Then I'd also have maybe like a rugged casual boot, but I don't actually know what the rugged casual boot should be, things of that nature. It would be basically what I want to do is be able to go anywhere in the world, any climate, and pretty much be able to use at least and be able to use a majority of my wardrobe.
Got it.
If that makes sense. So if I'm going to Thailand, I should have some cotton. I should have some linen or whatever to do that. And if I want to go to London, I should have a raincoat, some boots, maybe a barber jacket or something like that. Like I should.
100%.
That's kind of how I want mine to be.
Got it. And what would you say is standing in your way of having that kind of wardrobe right now?
I would just say knowing what to buy that is gonna like last and that is truly versatile. Like I have a lot of pieces, but putting them together is a little tough for me, succinctly. So what I end up doing, unfortunately, is dressing like the mannequin, or I'll do a lot of monochrome, which is cool. And, I get compliments on it, but I could do better, really. Yeah. So just to tell you a little bit about me, so maybe it'll help kind of move the process along or narrow it down. Yeah. So I worked for Brooks Brothers. Well, I worked for a Turkish family that was a tailor in a suit company when I was like 19. I did that for a couple of years and I left that, went to school. I came back. I worked for Brooks Brothers. I was a manager there for a little bit. Okay. And then I left that because I didn't want to make money making clothes. I thought it was a weird thing. So I left that. And then I came back and I moved to Florida for a while and nobody dresses, so it didn't matter. Yes. And then when I moved to DC, I went to work at Suit Supply. Okay. So then after like a year or two at Suit Supply, it was like, man, like I could do this myself, but it's really not that simple. But anyway, what happened after that is I kind of abandoned that and was just like, let me get myself right. But having all that knowledge and like, I just don't really put it together. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I need a doctor. If I'm a doctor, you still need a doctor. Yes. So it's exactly. It's kind of like that. So I'm seeking out people who are, I guess doctors in that field to help me kind of put that together. So.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you reaching out. Now, I do understand your situation as far as having a versatile wardrobe. That is very important. Like you said, if you go into a hot climate, you want to be able to have the clothes that's going to match that. And then if you go into a rainy climate, you also want to do the same thing. So it is very important to have all that. So that way you're not really, let's say, rushing to try to pick something up. And then what happens a lot of time, people end up buying the wrong thing because they're in a rush. So they're against the clock. So they just have to buy whatever they think is going to fit that climate they're trying to get. So I'm very big into having guys establish a versatile wardrobe. I'm also big into having them dress for the season. I think it's very important that you have pieces for different seasons as opposed to having more clothes that play all 4 seasons. Of course, budget plays into that as well. So sometimes due to budget, it is best to just have just one kind of wardrobe that can play multiple roles. But ultimately, you're really cutting corners when you do that. So I think it's always best to try to have something that matches the season. It also makes you look forward to the season that are coming up. Like, I'm from the Caribbean, so preferably the fall and winter is not my favorite, but I learned to love it because of the clothing, So I look forward to the fall and winter now because I know the kind of clothes I'm going to be wearing for those seasons. I can't wear those in the spring and summer. So
are you saying like a seasonal wardrobe? So you should have like wardrobe. You should have a spring. You should have a fall. You should have a. Okay.
Oh well, the fall and winter they're going to be very very similar. And the spring and summer are going to be very similar as well. It's going to come down to layering a lot of times. So your fall wardrobe can also work for the winter. You might have to layer more for the winter than you do the fall. So you don't necessarily need like a brand new wardrobe for fall and one for winter. Those can be the same. So I would separate it into 2, fall and winter and spring and summer.
Okay.
All right. Now, what would you say, out of everything that you've mentioned, what would you say is the biggest pain point?
You know what? Probably footwear.
Okay.
Probably footwear, which I watch your videos on.
Yeah.
And I have, it's footwear. It's mainly footwear. Whether they look good, but then they're not comfortable, or I can't get them resold, or they don't have corking, they're all cemented.
Yes.
A lot of that plays into it because I want them to stand the test of time.
Yeah, I can definitely help with that.
Yeah. And
what do you wear now? Like, let's say you have to put on a suit for an event or something, not even an event necessarily, just have to put on a suit because you want to look good in a suit. What would you throw on your feet now? Let's say a navy suit or something like that. What do you have for that?
I have a suede split toe.
Nice.
I have a double monk brown, which is really formal that I don't wear as much. Mm-hmm. And then I have like a Cardovan. Hold on, I can grab it real quick.
No doubt.
So this is my split toe, but it just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't go with everything, really. It just looks kind of off. Gotcha. And I have this one here that I usually wear in the winter with like a navy monochrome. And it's like maybe like an oxblood, but it looks really good with burgundy.
Gotcha.
But not so much with brown, but more so with like burgundy or like an earth tone that looks best. Okay.
Yeah, from what I can see, it looks like they are a bit more on the casual side. Those shoes, it looks like they can kind of play both roles depending on the suit that you're wearing. But it looks like they're kind of cater more to, let's say, our trousers and a sport coat, more than, let's say, a suit.
But they both look bad with jeans.
Got you. So footwear is something that we should definitely start with. That's where I typically start anyway. So it's funny that we're starting there. It's just that a lot of guys don't know that's where they should start. So typically that's not the problem that they tell me that they have. It's typically something else. And then, but when we really diagnose the problem, it starts with the footwear most of the times. So it is good that we're starting there. Now, one thing about footwear that I've noticed is that most of the brands that I really recommend, you can't really walk into a store in the U.S. and buy them. There are some, like Carmina has a few stores. I think they have 2 stores in Manhattan. So that's one store that's one brand that I do recommend if you're one of those guys that has to try on shoes. Because some guys, because of their feet, they don't feel comfortable buying shoes online. So therefore, they have to try it on first before they buy it. But if you don't have any problem with that, where you can buy shoes anywhere, of course, they should have a return policy. All the ones that I recommend, unless it's something custom, you can return it. You know what I mean? So that's definitely where I would start. If you can tell me a little bit about your wardrobe as far as the suits that you wear, like what colors do you have, so I can kind of try to have a better idea on where to go.
I have a light brown. I have a dark red. I have a light olive. I have a tobacco. I have 2 navies, 1 navy double-breasted, 1 navy 2-button. Okay. I have a mid blue 2-button, which is like a lighter blue almost, but not like, it's like a light royal blue.
Okay.
I have a chocolate, and that's it. Oh, and then a dark green. No charcoal, which I need a charcoal, but I don't have a charcoal suit, I think.
Got it. So you have, got it. So you have a brown and a chocolate, or is that the same suit?
I have a light brown, which is like
light brown. Okay.
Yeah, a light brown and a chocolate. Yeah. So a light brown and a dark brown. Yeah.
Got it.
And the light brown is like a pale khaki. It doesn't have the real richness of a khaki. It's a very, like a sand maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So two ways that I would go here. I would definitely recommend a dark brown, like a punch cap toe Oxford in a dark brown, because that's going to be extremely versatile. Personally,
punch cap, what is that? When you say punch cap, what does that mean?
Sure. Actually, I thought I had one here. Actually, I do have one. Give me 1 second so I can show you. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right. I have a suede pair here that I'll show you. This one is more of a medium brown, but it's really just to show you the style. So this is a punch cap to Oxford.
Okay. Got you.
So everything else about the shoe is plain, right? So it looks like a plain cap to Oxford, but it's just that it has a punch cap. So the plainer the shoe, the more dressy the shoe is, as opposed to, having broguing all over, which is what we call the hole. Like these holes are called the broguing, right? So the more broguing a shoe has, the more casual the shoe is. But with this one, the only broguing that you'll find is along the toe cap. So that still makes it very, very dressy, although not as dressy as a plain cap toe, which has no broguing at all. You know what I mean? So
is that Carmina?
No, this one is TLB Mallorca, actually. So Carmina and TLB Mallorca, they're related. So they're both from Mallorca, Spain. So there's history there between the two brands. But yeah, this one is TLB. TLB is probably my favorite Goodyear welted brand. So yeah, so that's what I would recommend, because that's going to go with most of the options that you've mentioned. Personally, I don't like the monochrome look, but it's only a personal thing. So I wouldn't wear, let's say, a dark brown suit with dark brown shoes. I would wear black shoes with a dark brown suit. Personally, but that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with wearing dark brown shoes with a dark brown suit. It's just me personally. No, I like things to complement each other more than being the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I would go.
It's sartorially lazy, if I'm saying that word correct, to wear that all the one color.
A lot of guys love that look, man, and I just mentioned that in the video that I put out yesterday, because somebody sent me a picture of a dude that was wearing a black suit, a black shirt, and a black tie. And I'm like, why? Yeah. It's just that, you can do so much better, Doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. It just, I feel like it's not fun, and I feel like dressing well should be fun, a way to express ourselves. So that's why I don't like on the same color. And I feel the same way about shoes. So I probably just wouldn't wear it with the dark brown that you mentioned. Everything else that you mentioned, though, it would go with that, I don't know. You didn't mention black, did you?
A black suit?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I'm looking to get a black double-breasted and a mohair. Gotcha. A mohair blend. That'll be kind of like people are trying to make them fashion suits now, but I typically don't have I don't have a black, but I guess I need to have one though.
Yeah, I don't have a black myself, but I'm looking to get a black too, because I've never been into black suits. But now I want a black flannel actually, which I think will look nice. It won't be like a very formal kind of suit because it's going to be flannel, but it'll be black, so it can play that role and fill that void. Because I have a few suits and black is not one of them because I've never really felt the need to have a black suit. I still don't feel the need to have it, but I feel like you should have one. You know what I mean? So, I'm looking to get one. No, so that's what I was asking. So, if you had a black suit, because that's the only color the brown really would not go with. Because for the black suit, you only want to wear black shoes. I actually had a dude commented in one of my videos yesterday, actually, or this morning even, that he would do ox blood with black, and I'm like, nah. With black, you only want to do black. So with black, you don't want to mess around. That's the only time the monochrome look is perfectly fine. Like if you look at somebody in a tuxedo, it's always black shoes. A black tuxedo is always black shoes. So with black, you always want to wear black. There's really no room for negotiation with that one. Yeah, but that's what I would recommend, man, because once you have that, then you can start venturing out into other types of shoes. The only thing with Oxfords, in my opinion, especially in Oxford, like a punch cap toe, where, like I was saying, it doesn't have a ton of broguing on it. That makes it very, very formal. Therefore, I wouldn't wear it with out trousers and a sport coat or even jeans, unless it's a suede pair. If it's a dark brown suede pair, then you can wear it more casually. So depending on where you're leaning with your wardrobe, where you have a lot of casual, business casual pieces, then I would recommend a dark brown suede because that would go with everything. You know what I mean? So that's what I would recommend in that situation. But if it's more like suits, then I would do it in leather. But if it's where you want it to be more versatile, then I would do it in suede.
So probably first a suede, and then after I have that where I can wear with everything, then start sectioning it off, get a brown leather, black leather.
Exactly. Yes. So the suede is going to go a long way because it will pair with everything. And also it will set you apart as well because most guys aren't wearing suede shoes. Once you start wearing suede shoes, it puts you in a different bracket. People look at you like, oh, he knows what he's doing, you know? And also suede shoes are great for a few reasons. Number one, you don't have to worry about polishing them. Because it's suede. And number two, it's great in the rain also. So all you have to do is spray some waterproof spray on there like once a month. And then any water would just beat right off of it. So suede is really, really good. So I would highly recommend suede. That way you can not only wear it with suits, like you said, the ones that you showed me before, they don't really work with jeans. Suede would definitely work with jeans, even though it's a punch cap toe where it's kind of formal, but the suede part is going to make it casual. So I would recommend that for sure.
How do you feel about lug soles on shoes and loafers?
The thing is, nobody really sees the bottom of your feet, you know, so you can do whatever you want there. The more formal the shoe, I opt for leather as the sole, and the more casual the shoe, then I would do like a rubber sole, or sometimes I do like a half rubber sole, half leather. But I think it's really up to you. I've seen dressy shoes with leather soles, and they look fine because nobody sees them. You know, it really depends on your environment, and you know, if you I have some people. One of my friends that lives in Seattle, most of his shoes has rubber soles because it rains a lot there. So it really helps with that, you know. So, and the shoes don't look any different until he shows you the sole and you see that the sole is not leather, it's rubber. So yeah, I would say that's cool.
Okay.
Yep.
So by lug sole, I mean like sometimes you see loafers that have like a boot sole, I guess. Like they have the rivets. Mm-hmm. Still the same kind of thing, right?
So I know what you're saying. So you're talking about the ones, okay, so those are definitely more casual.
Okay.
Yeah, those are more casual. I thought you were referring to rubber soles. Yeah, those would be more casual. So those I wouldn't do one in Oxford. I would do those more on loafers or casual. So you can definitely do one on a loafer. And loafers is definitely something that we can talk about too in the future once you establish your Oxfords, because loafers play the same kind of roles, except because they don't have laces. That definitely makes them more casual right off the bat. So even though I'm a proponent of wearing your loafers with your suits, but it's definitely a way of bringing the formality down. So I wouldn't start with that. I would start with something like an Oxford. I would just lower the formality by making it suede, but it will still be more formal than, let's say, a leather loafer, in my opinion. All right. Any other question that I can help you with, like as far as the shoes? Anything else that you like? Are you thinking about the like would that style of shoe that I recommend work for you, or did you have like any other style in mind that you probably prefer better?
No, the one you showed me was perfect. I don't know if it's a little light for where my wardrobe is now.
Yeah,
but I think you said dark brown anyway.
Yeah, it is. So that one is a medium brown suede. So I would recommend dark. The darker brown is going to be more versatile. So I wouldn't recommend this color as like the first real one, but you can definitely look into this color in the future. You know, that way there are certain suits when you wear them, then you can pull this one out. But this one is not going to do too well with everything. You know? I
don't know what you would put that on other than maybe a light gray suit. I don't know what else.
Yeah, definitely light gray. That's how I plan on wearing it. You can also do it with a like a oatmeal, which is like a creamish color suit. So it'll go well with that as well. You can also do it with a lighter brown, but once again, I don't like light brown on light brown unless the shades are different. You know what I mean? Then you can do it with that too.
So lighter. So if you like a light green, like a light olive, or something,
like a sage or something would work with that. Yep. And
that's a good description.
Yep. And also you can do this with a khaki as well. So if you have like a khaki suit, like a khaki cotton suit or something like that, you can definitely rock those with that.
Gotcha. Yep. And then just follow suit with a dark brown loafer.
So the loafer is going to be very versatile too. So I like different colors in loafers. I did start with a dark brown because I didn't always love loafers. So when I started, my first pair wasn't even a dark brown. It was more of it was like between a medium and a dark. That was my first loafer actually. And then the second one was a dark brown. But yeah, the dark brown is going to be more versatile again because it's darker. But I'm not even against, let's say, like a black suede loafer. That's really nice too. Or even like a burgundy loafer. That's going to go a long way as well. So those are all versatile colors that are going to serve you pretty well.
Okay. All right. Heard. Yeah, thank you for taking the time. I mean, it's been invaluable, really. I mean, just the gems on the knowledge, having an eye for it. You know, I really appreciate you sharing that with me, and I'm definitely gonna, immediately apply it to the wardrobe, to the style there.
So thanks for tuning in to the Wardrobe Audit. We're going to be doing these every Friday. Tune in again next week for another fire episode of I'm Not a Gentleman. Peace.
Back in that bag again. Whoa, yeah. Hey. Back in that, yeah. Tell them to watch it.